Hello again, fellow YouTubers, Solomon Pleasant back, and hey, there's no skin on here, which means it's just a sleeve, which means it's a for fun deck profile, yay! So we're doing that, and today we're going to be doing Angel Feather, because I kind of like Angel Feather. Now, since it's a for fun, this isn't Celestials. Those are expensive. The Break Rod's expensive, but yeah, it's not Celestials. This is a for fun deck that I just built because I'm like, yeah, let's make it for fun. So, for our starter, we have Puncture Celestial Grandriel. Her skill is Counterblast 1, put her into the soul at the beginning of the ride phase. If you have an Angel Feather Vanguard, you may pay the cost. If you do, put the top card of your deck into your damage zone. At the end of the turn, choose a card from your damage zone, return it to your deck, and shuffle your deck. So it's that damage adder. Grade 0 version. I'm not surprised Angel Feather has one of these. I have this because it's Angel Feather and I want to add damage in this deck. So, also I want to mulligan my heals because I like to have heals in this deck. So, there's that. And this is the nicest starter I could find that's pretty relevant. I like using it, and it's a nice 5k, so I can just keep it there and pretty much just have it there for funsies. So, it's a nice booster too, it's a 5k, so it does a good job. So there's the starter. Moving on to the trigger lineup. And I will be honest, if you're not using Celestials, you want to use this trigger lineup with any Angel Feather deck. Anything except Celestials, use this trigger lineup. 4 draw triggers of Fever Therapy Nurse, which has a skill in the damage zone. That is an act ability that says turn this card face down and choose an Angel Feather and Vanguard and give it +3. It's an okay ability. You can use it when you want to, but it's something that you can use in the damage zone, which means it's something that, of course, drop. Alright. It's something you can use in the damage zone, so it's something good to have. So, it's nice to have it. So, 4 draw trig. And I stated earlier, yeah, if you're not using Celestials, use this trigger lineup. And if you are, you can use something different. Find that out for yourselves. I'm not going to, because Celestials are hard to build. I run 4 stand trigger, which is Happy Bell No Seal. No Seal is pretty awesome. She has the skill of, on rear guard, if you have an Angel Feather Vanguard, you can get the act ability of put this unit into the soul, choose an Angel Feather from your hand, put it into the damage zone, and choose a card from your damage zone, put it to your hand. So swap out damage, which this card is really good for 2 reasons, which I will explain later when I show you the main grade 3 of this deck, but this is a really good trigger for Angel Feather. This is a main one that a lot of people should use, because it basically just swaps out everything and makes Angel Feathers more beef that way. So, nice to have. I run 4 Critical Hit Nurse. I see what you did there, Bushy Road. It has the act ability of put into the soul and choose an Angel Feather, give it +3. Something that you can do every now and then. Good for soul fodder for when you need it later, which I will explain in a minute, but yeah. And it's a crit trig, so that's nice. So, there's that. And finally, 4 Sunny Smile Angel. Sunny Smile Angel is a copy of Lozenge Magus, I think it is. Yeah. It's basically a 3k heal that says, I can put it on rear guard, and if it boosts, I can give something an additional +3 and put it back to the deck. It's Battle Razor. It's Battle Razor, but heal trigger style, so it's Lozenge Magus. This is something all Angel Feather decks, I think, should use, because this is something you can reuse, and given the fact that it's Angel Feather and you heal, this is also something you probably want to use. So, like I said, this trigger lineup should be used in pretty much every Angel Feather deck except Celestials, because Celestials run differently. So, we're moving on to the grade 1 lineup. Running 3 Doctroid Micrus. Why? Because the Counterblast 1 and mill damage. It basically allows me to add damage and then get rid of damage later. And that's the main purpose of this deck. Add damage, get rid of it, repeat. And there's also one other purpose, which again I will show in a minute, but yeah, that's the main focus of this deck. Get damage. That's the main thing. Get up to 5 damage. That's what you want to do. So this is a nice card to do that with. This also helps me mill back those heals that I get into the damage zone, so I can mill them back. So what this deck does really well is mill back heals. So nice to have 3 of her. Alright, I run 2 Crutch Rifle Angel. This is an okay unit, I think. It basically says if I boost Angel Feather Vanguard, if the number of cards in my damage zone is more than or equal to my opponent's, the booster gets +4. So this can become a 10k booster if I have more damage or equal damage to my opponent, which isn't necessarily the hardest thing to do if this deck focuses on you taking damage, or you use that Doctoroid skill and add damage. So this thing can easily get off itself. It can easily get off. So I only run 2 because it's only a Vanguard booster, but it's not bad. Moving on, another unit that almost every Angel Feather deck should use, almost, is I run 4000 Ray Pegasus. Pegasus is the tank of this deck because it says, hey, each time something goes to the damage zone, I get +2. So spam that with a bunch of other skills. This thing gets real powerful real fast. So that's what makes Pegasus really awesome in pretty much every Angel Feather deck. So run 4 of her. At least that's what I do. Finally, for grade 1s, I run 4 Burst Shots. I'm not going to say the last name because I don't... Bethanel? Bethanel. 8k Beat Stick because I like using the 8k Beat Stick because this deck needs some power. This is where it gets it. So, yeah. And again, if you guys don't get the concept of this is basically just for fun decks that I built. It's really cheap to build some of these decks, so that's why I'm doing this. I have one other for fun deck after this one, so just throwing that out there. Grade 2s. 2 Holy Zone Penmuse. It's the Special Interceptor. It's there for defense because this deck is going to need some defense. That is all. I run 2 Ironheart Mastema? I'm not sure. He says, when this unit attacks, if the number of cards in your damage zone is... It's Crutch Rifle, but I get +3. So, he's an okay card to have. Honestly, if you wanted to have 4 Holy Zones, I can understand that. I just personally want some more power in this deck, so use 2 of this guy. I wouldn't use more because, again, he's an 8k, so that's kind of the problem. But, anywho. Another card that almost everyone should use. Million Ray Pegasus. It's 1000 Ray. That's pretty much all you need to do. Again, this card is pretty good in most Angel Feather decks, except maybe Celestials, because Celestials like to run on their own little thing. Because Celestials are different. So, there's that. And my other grade 2 is 4 Gatling Shot Barbarel, because I need some 10k power, and that is an awesome art. Look at that. Look at that minigun. Look at that. That is amazing. That is why I just built this deck, because I could use him. That is an amazing Gatling gun right there. Oh, glorious. That is glorious. So, there's that. Move this camera over so I can get to my grade 3 lineup, which isn't that difficult. First grade 3 I run is Pulse Wave Adriel. Now, I can understand not using this card. I only have 4 of her, so that's what I'm going to use. Drill Bullet, something is actually okay. Almost anything is better than using her, but she's the best. She's the most I have of something, so I'm going to use her. Her skill is get +2 when boosted by an Angel Feather. Also, it's a nice art, so not total loss. I can understand using things different. She's not the main focus of this deck anyway. She's just in there to fill up the grade 3 slot. Drill Bullet would probably be better for this deck, but I got her, so that's fine. Moving on to the main star of this deck, and everyone's going to laugh at this. 4 Mobile Hospital Feather Palace. Feather Palace is the Mega Blast that nobody uses because it's a Mega Blast, but I'm going to just because I can. Because it's actually not a bad Mega Blast. Soul Charge 1, get +2, blah blah. Mega Blast, and when this unit attack hits a Vanguard, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose a card from your damage zone for each Angel Feather rearguard and heal it. So if I have 5 rearguards, if my attack hits, I Mega Blast and heal every single damage. That's awesome. I really wish they would remake this skill with something that I can use it better, so this would actually be a threatening card. Or make another Angel Feather unit like this guy, except not a Mega Blast. Because that skill is awesome. If you could tweak it, this could be a really good card. But as it is, he's just cool. I just use him because I just feel like using Feather Palace. Because I don't want to be serious about playing Angel Feather. I just want to have an Angel Feather deck. This is a lot like Meg Colony, where I'm just like, yeah, I could do better, but I'm not going to. Because I'm... Bad camera. Because I'm like that. So... yeah, that's pretty much my for fun Angel Feather deck. Got not much else to say here. By the time this video is uploaded, I think I will have at least one deck profile uploaded. So there's that. And hopefully you enjoyed this. So, this has been Solomon Pleasant with Feather Palace. Signing off.